Genocide is deeply concerning. This genocide led South Africa to approach the International Court of Justice with a view to stopping the killing of innocent women and children. We do believe that the world cannot just sit by and watch the slaughter of innocent people continuing. South Africa has been unwavering in its support towards all efforts aimed at the establishment of a viable Palestinian state, existing side by side in peace with Israel, within internationally recognized borders based on the 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. And this would be in line with all UN resolutions, international law, and internationally agreed parameters. We do call on the international community and the United Nations Security Council to address this spiraling conflict. On our own continent, Africa, Sudan enters its second year of horrific conflict and devastation. This is another conflict that the world seems to have forgotten about. The protracted conflicts in the Sahel and Great Lakes regions in Africa persist. We must find lasting solutions to all these conflicts. We must remain committed to the peaceful resolution of all disputes through negotiation and inclusive dialogue. And we must safeguard the ability of states to pursue independent foreign policy. And we must safeguard the multilateral system, because it is the cornerstone of international relations that fosters an environment of peace and development. Existing global institutional mechanisms need to be both strengthened and reformed to play a constructive role in the international peace and security. We cannot allow conflicts just to continue in perpetuity. We do need to find paths to peace. In our quest for a long, interconnected, just and prosperous world, we have the ability to foster an environment of peace through a focus on sustainable development. We must also continue to support nations and peoples who seek to end the cycle of conflict and choose the path of peace.
For more on this, I'm joined in studio by SABC News International Editor SophieMokoena. Sophie, you did anticipate that President Ramaphosa was going to raise the issue of Gaza, and of course he raised other conflicts as well. And I do see that we're expecting to hear the UN Secretary General speak. No doubt he'll be speaking on the same issue, even though at the United Nations itself he's seemingly been ignored.
Well, you are correct. You know that it has been a norm for South Africa when there are issues to use these kinds of platform to ensure that they are able to bring to light challenges facing other countries, because that's how South Africa was able to put forward its struggle, particularly to mobilize the international community as they did during the struggle. And therefore, South Africa is continuing to ensure that those countries that are still oppressed, that are facing challenges, you are able to speak on their behalf and to emphasize and bring to the attention of the world that this is not justice at all. And therefore, that's what the president did. But also, when you listen towards the end, where he's talking about the independence of foreign policy of countries. I think also when you look at what happened yesterday with the DA, the president was also sending a message that we will continue with the South African foreign policy, and no one is going to bully us in terms of changing the foreign policy of the country that is anchored around peace and stability.
So, of course, at the forefront of the declaration, the Kazan declaration that was issued yesterday, was the issue of revamping, overhauling the international financial system.
Yes,